How do you know that this therapy is for you and this is how you will benefit from it?
Yes. See, I do understand in the age and time of social media,
Yeah.
in the time of, where you can Google everything and it gets rather overwhelming, the amount of information that comes to you. However, stepping into your heart space and tapping into your intuition is very important. Now, I know intuition as an ability, all human beings have that ability. Some have explored that ability, some have advanced, and have created into a skill. Some have not tapped into it at all.
Okay.
So I think when it comes to that stage, consulting with the expert is very important. That time period of giving that effort in engaging with their energy in person to understand whether it works for you or not is very important. At the backstage, in order to make that decision, whether you want to consult or not, you need to understand that there's something known as resonance. You will always feel a certain pull towards a person or a pull towards a vibration or a frequency, or you will feel like you keep thinking about it, you want to explore it, you want to understand it. Either it fascinates you or you feel it's for you. Now, there is no right or wrong there. Because remember, as a human being, as we are evolving, even that same thing applies here as well. Everything that happens in your life is an experience which is building up, right?
Yeah.
To get you to that awakening where you need to be in order to either receive the knowledge, receive the healing. So there are no wrong steps.
Okay.
If there is something known as a destiny and there is something known as a co-creation, right? Now, if I tell you my journey, when I came to know I have irritable bowel syndrome, which was a condition I experienced after having my child, and I went through everything. I trusted everything. I went through allopathy 1 year.
Yeah.
I did naturopathy 1 year. I did bioresonance 1 year. While everyone was around me looking at me and being like, what is this? You're going from one to the other.
Yeah.
Within myself, I knew I'm not yet there what I need. So I must explore.
Yeah.
So now where I am after that came, Reiki was there still partly in my life. But when the crystals came in, oh my God, my life completely changed. For a condition which has no cure, I do not suffer from irritable bowel syndrome at all. I eat everything. I am living the life that I would have also wanted as a healthy person.
Yeah. But to reach till there, to reach till the crystal, you had to go through a trial and error of so many things, meeting new people, trusting them, consulting them, taking the treatment from them.
And still being adventurous enough to bring the new in, right? Now, what happened with me there was, I understood that everyone has a journey. Everybody has a blueprint of their own soul, right? According to your karmas, according to your purpose, according to your divine mission, or if that is too spiritual for somebody to understand, let's take it scientifically. According to your ancestral preconditioning, according to your brain capacity, according to your DNA, right? We are the influence of our previous DNAs. Everything in our life is going to pan out according to that, right? So in order to first come into a space of trust, we must understand that we as human beings don't have 100% control, as we may believe through our human intellect, which is called ego. Ego is just not, I got angry and I had a reaction. And usually people use that as this person has a lot of ego, right? But ego truly means is that you are not able to come into the surrender of all that is happening around you, which you cannot also see. So somewhere down the line, that fear talk and that illusion which is created, that you need to control the situation and you need to be intelligent enough to know you're doing the right thing. You need to be educated enough to be successful in your life. You need to be experienced enough to get the best job, right? There's so many structures. That is what gives these bubbles of fear and those thought processes. But to settle down from that, you need to go into your heart space and say, and this question I always tell everybody to ask themselves, that if everything they wanted or they think needs to come into place in order to experience the life they want, has been set for them, then what would they do? That will always give you the right answer. That will allow you to choose. If everything was in place and there was no confusion and you didn't have these doubts, what would you do? Wherever your finger goes or your heart goes, that is what you need to experience. So I will say, understanding who you need to go first, let's do it in a logical way. Consult. If you're not intuitive, just go through the channel that is available to everybody. If you're intuitive, then go by the resonance. How does their energy feel to you? What does it make you feel, right? Then after that, once you have taken the decision and step, just trust the flow of life and just surrender. Because
I usually, even in the therapy, in the physiotherapy session, I do the same thing. Like, people come from, they have already tried, different therapies, and then somehow they connect to me and they come to me. So the thing is, I tell them the same thing, that okay, you have done all these things. Have you done it properly? First, have you done it long enough to see the results? Because if you have not done those things, then maybe that is the reason why it has not worked for you. So if you're coming to me, the first thing is, try to reduce those things that you already were doing and try to implement the new things that I am doing. Because if you do amalgamation of everything, you will not know whether it is working or it is not working. And don't just stop it in between.
Of
course. If you are committed for, let's say, 3 months, 6 months, or a year or so, and then you come and tell me whether it has worked. So the same thing you are trying to say, that if you trust, once you consult, once you resonate, once you stick to it, then you continue it to see the results. And then you make a judgment.
This is what we call embodying. You've gotten the knowledge. It has been handed over to you. There's somebody walking through every step with you. That's especially the work that I do with others when I'm doing deep transformative work. You have many ways, whether you want somebody to be involved or not, or whether you want somebody to just give you, and that too also comes to you through your soul contracts, or what you have agreed should you have allowed to receive as a knowledge, or as a resource or a help. But the embodiment is exactly what you're saying. Embodying it is very important, and a lot of times, I mean, I have been very blessed that everybody who's with me, they follow through. Somehow, because I am also very grounded in my work, I don't resonate with anybody who is not that committed. And what happens there is that when you follow through, then you're able to see the results because you have allowed your old belief system to shed.
So that brings to the next question is that, see, we live in a multicultural place, right? Especially Dubai. Is this related to any religion or religious thing? The crystal healings, the energy healings, or whatever you do for emotional wellness. Is there any connection with any religious perspective?
It's a very interesting question, and that's the first question I get mostly from a lot of people. See, the work that I do in the quantum field is divinity, tapping into the source energy along with science. It has nothing to do with the religious practices or with one's belief system about their religious practices, but the work that I do, or the spirituality in general, talks about the same truth that a religion talks about, and that is the truth of the source energy, right? And we are tapping into that energy to allow that life force to flow through us free flow, so that we can be in our being. At the same time, we can enjoy this life as a human being. So I've had a lot of people who are from various belief systems, either they're Christian, Catholic, Muslims, they are Hindus, and a lot of them who also learn that they are able to understand their religion much better now after they have learned this, because it allows them to connect with the true teachings of their religion. You see, so spirituality, divinity, and crystal healing does not interfere with your religion, because we are using it for you to realize the power that divine has given you at the end of the day. if you are going to go into the thought process that this is, oh my God, I'm doing a bad thing, or any fearful thought that comes in, oh my God, I'm going against my religion, I am depending on something. I always say this: you need water to hydrate, you need food to support your body. Then we are not thinking. We need clothes, which we ideally do not need to wear, but we have adopted that we must wear these clothes, right, to look pretty, beautiful, cover up ourselves for various purposes. When we are not thinking there, especially when we are also ingesting a lot of medicines, like I say, I am not no for medicines, don't take me wrong, but we are trusting, right? Then there is no separation between you and crystals there's no separation between anything. It's just that, and the fact that it's actually, to be very honest, when you look into the history of crystals, they come from 400 BC and much beyond. And they have been adopted by our ancestors. They're coming from the ancient time. It's just that this is a lost knowledge which is coming back to us, right? And in no way does it interfere with your religion.